ฟลูก้าสวัสดีครับ
Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Chef Luca สวัสดีครับ
โอ้
Welcome to Ciao, benvenuti. And this is our chef table where we are doing normally a degustation menu, 8 course. So we do a little bit more modern Italian food here, and then we have outside where we do a combination of traditional and modern Italian food.
I heard that you work with many Michelin star chef and
I did work in the past, yes, in Italy mainly, and also a little bit of experience in London. But my main place where I really learned a lot about the star Michelin was in Italy, in Siena. I worked for almost 3 years in a 2-star Michelin in Siena, where I have learned a lot of traditional and modern and all these kind of things. So it was very interesting for me.
How is different when you create a menu and Europe and Thailand?
There is slightly a little bit different. You need always to consider the local taste. But generally I try to keep as traditional as possible. Only if guests ask, then we do the adjustment, let's say, But generally we try to do authentic.
How do you feel when you work in it's a hotel, it's have a history of Thailand, it's have a legend of Thailand as an oriental?
It's nice. It's a very good opportunity, very beautiful place to work. And by the same time, you get a lot of pressure kind of from the environment because, when you mention also in the city, you go around, you mention you work at the Oriental, everybody, the Oriental.
Wow.
how many menus that you
We're just going to do 2 dishes today that are a fusion of new and past, new and old.
Oh.
So I'm doing a pasta dish that is a very traditional, old school shape of pasta that is not very known, let's say abroad, that not many people does because it's really time taking and particular.
Wow.
Served with a quite simple sauce, just river prawn, calamari, and some duja. Duja is a spicy salami from south of Italy, from Calabria. So this is one dish, and the second dish is a ossobuco milanese, also a very classic dish in Italy, but we presented a little bit different way. It's cooked and made as a traditional, like they always been doing it in Italy for many years. But we do present a little bit different, so it's a little bit more interesting for our guests.
Wow.
Oh.
We're looking for it.
Can we sit here and watching you cook?
Yes, of course. Okay, so now I will show you how we do the ossobuco. That it's one of our signature dish. You just classically prepare. That is only dusted with a little bit of flour and seasoning, and then we pan sear it.
In the land of Fu Manchu, the girls all now do do. Clap their hands in the center of the floor, saying ding ding hop, do ding dong.
จริงๆแล้วนี่ก็เหมือนบอกว่า
So this is like it's one
Do
old
for sure,
Italian dish. Most of the traditional old Italian dish, they're kind of, you say, not poor, but like from average poor people, kind of, because they were the more common, especially in the beginning of the century, after the war and things like that. People didn't have much money, so traditional food a lot of time it's cheap food. It's not really the expensive food. This is why this cut of the meat is not the most expensive meat. The fillet steak would have gone to people that have a lot of money, and the rest of the people they would have eat the shank. So, and it's like this for many traditional Italian dishes. And then we decorate with some red wine.
โอ้โหความสนุกคือแบบได้ทั้งเห็นด้วยได้ทั้งกลิ่นด้วย
ใช่ครับปกติเชฟเทเบิลเราจะเห็นที่ว่าเป็นเชฟมานั่งทำกับข้าวให้ข้างโต๊ะใช่ไหมฮะ
ครับ
อันนี้คือเอาโต๊ะที่กินข้าวเนี่ยมาอยู่ตรงครัวเลย
kitchen table
kitchen
And after that, so we put the red wine, we let evaporate so the alcohol go away, but the flavor of the wine stay. Because after it's not nice if you don't let the wine evaporate, the flavor is not that great as when the alcohol goes.
How long for to put it in the oven?
It depends of the size of the meat, how thick it's cut, but generally about 4 or 5 hours. We really cook slowly so the meat stays juicy and tender. That is done. Now we can start with our pasta dish. Garganelli, it's a pasta originally from center of Italy, from the area of Bologna. It's a quite old, beginning of the century, more or less.
What is made from?
It's this now is with black ink pasta, so it's a fresh pasta where we had some black ink inside. Generally, originally it's yellow, just the normal pasta. Each piece of pasta, we make a small square piece of pasta and then we roll it on top.
One by one.
One by one.
Wow.
Gypsy Carol and sing their own. They drove down the rolling road. It's all, oh, and hey, hey, it's good.
Our Swedish. So here we have a saffron risotto with a ossobuco and the marrow bone sauce. And on the other side we have our black ink homemade garganelli with calamari, nduja, and river prawn.
How special of this?
This, as I mentioned, is a very traditional dish. The different part, we make it easier for our guests to eat. If you go in most of the trattoria or like simple Italian restaurant, they will serve you just a big ossobuco on the plate with the bone, all the fat. Instead, this, it's been cleaned nicely, so you get just the best part of the ossobuco. The sauce full of flavor with the marrow bone. It's just beautiful.
อาจจะเป็นมื้อที่พิเศษมากสมกับที่บอกว่าดูแลแขกสำคัญระดับโลกมากมายขอบคุณมากสำหรับวันนี้ครับ
Thank you very much.